Jeez, what a horrible dream.
Hey man, it's me. What's up, bro? How you doing?
Who are you?
Come on, brother. Ruler of demons, the evil one, Prince of Darkness.
Satan?
Yeah, dude. Sorry for bugging you last night. It gets pretty boring down here sometimes.
Why are you here?
Well, I just wanted to let you know that things are moving pretty slow, and I'm looking for a new bunkmate. So I just wanted to give you a call, check in, and such.
I'm going to hell?
It's not that deep, homie. Just read up on the brochures and see if you like it. I'll be seeing you. Bye.
Well, it appears my fate is sealed. Guess I should read up on where I'm heading. He left brochures. That's nice. Hell is a concept that's been around for a while. Like, a long while. It appears in art and literature, but most importantly, movies. This won't be covering every single film that's shown the eternal flames, so if your favorite isn't on here, sorry, I guess. We're gonna go chronologically. So first up, we have 1975's Salò, from director Pier Paolo Pasolini. I've never been to Italy, but I'd like to someday. It seems so peaceful. You got the waters of Venice, calming music, the food, and Salò. Oh. Okay, so Salò isn't a film about hell per se, but both the film and its source material, 120 Days of Sodom by Marquis de Sade, both served as satirical takes on Dante's Divine Comedy. The Divine Comedy, for those unaware, is a narrative poem most famous for its Inferno segment. And it also came from Italy, from Florence-born Dante Alighieri. Like the Divine Comedy, Salò is divided into chapters, but instead of going upwards from Inferno to Paradise, it goes downward, further into depravity. We are going to get into some dicey territory, so if you're sensitive to that kind of thing, or if you're a kid or something, turn this off. Go play some Fortnite. The prologue, Anti-Inferno, introduces us to our four leading men: the Duke, the Bishop, the Magistrate, and the President. Now is probably a good time to mention that this takes place in 1944, at the height of the Italian Social Republic, or RSI, also known as the Republic of Salò. Hey, that's the name of the movie. The RSI also served under Nazi Germany, so yeah. The group of four are having a little meeting in which they agree to marry each other's daughters. That may seem not that big of a deal, but it's just the first step of a bigger, grosser picture. They then send their soldiers out to abduct 18 young people, half of them male, half female, and the soldiers bring them back to their mansion. That's when shit hits the fan. If you've seen it, you'd get it. What follows is 3 chapters of activity in service of the 4 powerful men at the beginning. Look, it's not Citizen Kane or anything, but the story of 4 of the nation's most powerful players getting together to exercise pure evil for their own enjoyment is a tale as old as time. And you don't see that in movies nowadays. Looking at you, Jeffrey. For a deeper dive on what unfolds, I recommend watching Spooky Rice's video. He's got a good one floating around somewhere. Next up, we got 1990's Jacob's Ladder. The title refers to the biblical patriarch of the Israelites who built the ladder to heaven. It's not about the block toy, though I do kinda like that thing. It's mesmerizing. Sounds like a rain stick. The movie follows a combat medic, fresh out of Vietnam, and he's appropriately named Jacob. The plot primarily focuses on Jacob being haunted by hallucinations of his time over there, and getting his battalion back together to compare their visions. The cast is packed. We got George Costanza, Marcellus Wallace, Reba the Mail Lady, and others. Hey, I know that guy. Jacob and his crew learned that they were subjected to military mind alteration experiments to make them more efficient in battle, but it left them with negative side effects. This plot point adds some fun mystique to the story, with Jacob trying to figure out the source of his increasing insanity. The movie doesn't really fit into the list of films about hell itself, but I wanted to feature it because of its haunting visuals and Silent Hill-esque descent into madness. Plus, it was recommended to me by my manager 5-some years ago, back when I delivered pizza for Domino's. I told him I was looking for movie recommendations, and he sang high praises for it. It was great. Sorry I didn't give 2-week notice, Jerry. I did make good money there. Oh well. 1991. Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. This is the sequel to Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, which is about a stoner duo traveling through time to collect historical figures for their history assignment. When you already went to the past, present, and future in your first movie, what do you do for the sequel? Die, of course. Evil clones of Bill and Ted come from the future to toss them off a cliff, and they end up in hell and try to find a way out. The hell depicted in this movie is pretty intricate for an early 90s comedy. After falling for a hot minute, they land on a floating rock that's chained to a mechanical demon head, with Satan standing on top of it. They manage to climb onto the mechanical beast, but a trapdoor opens, dropping them into a cramped series of hallways, somewhat visually reminiscent of the Cube movies. Remember those? Cube Zero? They try one of the doors, which leads them into a hell version of military school, which is what Ted's dad threatened him with in the first movie. Tim Burton didn't direct this, but the style is very much like his films at the time. This was actually directed by Peter Hewitt, most famous for Zoom, the Tim Allen picture that I love so very much. They escape the boot camp and decide to split up, going in different doors. This leads them to recreations of haunting memories. Ted goes to the time he stole his brother's Easter basket, where he's attacked by the Easter Bunny. And Bill ends up at a birthday party for his granny, who he was forced to smooch. Granny S. Preston Esquire is played by Alex Winter here, and it's pretty fucking creepy. They escape their torments again, and end up bargaining with death for the liberation of their souls. This sequence is a nice homage to The Seventh Seal, the 1957 Swedish film where Max von Sydow plays chess with death. But in Bill and Ted, they play other games, like Twister and Battleship. The hell segment in this movie really holds up. I remember getting this movie as a free DVD in a Pizza Hut pizza for one of my early birthdays, so it'll always hold a special place for me. (1997's) Event Horizon, from director Paul Anderson. No, the Resident Evil guy. Paramount Pictures hired Anderson to helm a new space epic, akin to Independence Day or Total Recall. It wasn't until Horizon was in its editing stage when producers realized what they had was actually straight nightmare fuel, featuring what's known as the blood orgy sequence that was famously cut from the final product. The plot of Event Horizon is that a team of astronauts are sent out to find and rescue the crew of the titular ship, but they find it empty. They come to learn that the crew opened a portal to hell, and their fates were captured on a video where the blood orgy would have been seen in full. Anderson even hired adult film stars to portray the crew fucking while killing and eating each other. While the sequence was cut, there are snippets remaining in the final cut of the film. Even without the blood orgy, the movie still holds up, despite its low box office draw. The stuff that remained in the final cut was enough to give the audience the heebie-jeebies, like Sam Neill in his demon form. 1999, the South Park movie. 4 boys named Stan, Kyle, Cartman, and Kenny live in the small Colorado town of South Park. You know the thing. Inspired by controversial new movie from Terrence and Phillip called Asses of Fire, Kenny attempts to light a fart, but the match engulfs him. In the hospital, George Clooney accidentally replaces his heart with a baked potato, which explodes, killing Kenny. His soul ascends to heaven, but he gets rejected and falls into flames. His descent is accompanied by a fun little song from Metallica, so that's pretty neat. Once he's there, he learns that Satan is having relationship troubles with his sex-crazed lover, Saddam Hussein. There's also a prophecy that when Terrence and Phillip get killed by the government, Satan will rise to Earth and enslave mankind. But Saddam is plotting against him to take power for himself. Classic. The year 2000. Little Nicky. I don't like Adam Sandler in this one. He acts like a huge retard in pretty much all of his early stuff. That being said, I do respect the man. He gets his boys paid, and that's some real shit. Plus, the man's got style. This was his 7th big feature, and he plays the titular devil, a son of Satan who battles his brother to inherit his father's throne. It's not good. It's actually pretty similar to Dogma, the Kevin Smith picture that came out just the year prior. The lead guy is banished from his realm and has to go on a spiritual quest to re-emerge with the throne. Kevin Smith just did this. But this one has a neat Ozzy cameo. He even saves the day by eating the brother's head while he's in bat form. So that's pretty cool.
Haha, you like Black Sabbath, bro? Name 3 albums. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Then came 2009, and Sam Raimi put out an underrated banger called Drag Me to Hell. It follows Christine Brown, a bank teller who strives for the promotion of assistant manager her boss has been advertising. To prove that she's capable of making hard choices necessary for the new position, she decides to decline Mrs. Ganush an extension on her loan. Unfortunately for Christine, Mrs. Ganush is actually a skilled gypsy woman who puts a curse on her soul, damning her to hell in 3 days. Until she ultimately gets dragged to hell, she will be subjected to spiritual warfare, ranging from this to this. Oh yeah, and Justin Long is there too. He's the boyfriend. In addition to her career struggles, Christina is also working to impress her boyfriend's parents, while being ashamed of her poor upbringing. This lends itself to a fun dinner scene where she loses it in front of them. I fucking love this movie. I saw it in theaters with my dad when it came out, and it stuck with me to this day.
To this day! To this day!
Raimi gets most of his credit, apart from Spider-Man, from the Evil Dead franchise. But Drag Me to Hell is a gem that deserves more praise. Go watch it if you haven't already.
Raimi's the best. You seen Army of Darkness?
Yeah, I was just talking about the Evil Dead franchise.
Army of Darkness, though.
Boomstick.
Haha, yeah.
2014. As Above, So Below. I had never seen this movie, but my buddy recommended I check it out for this video. It's a found footage film akin to Blair Witch Project, but but this one has a group of characters going deep underground within the catacombs of Paris. By the sound of the title, I assumed the film would be about a satanic cult being uncovered. And that's in there, but only briefly. The main focus revolves around protagonist Scarlet, who's an Indiana Jones of sorts, and she drags her friends into the gates of hell due to unresolved daddy trauma. I did go through an occult phase, where I read up on Aleister Crowley and Thelema, but I somehow didn't get to the part about Nicholas Flamel and the Philosopher's Stone, so seeing this in the movie surprised me. I didn't know J.K. Rowling actually based Potter magic in history. I thought it was straight up goo-goo magic, but I guess you learn something new every day. Overall, this movie was kind of underwhelming. There's a lot of build-up, entering the catacombs, only for the result being them just kinda standing around. I did appreciate the history lesson, though. There's a part in the beginning where she uncovers a hidden statue of what I'm pretty sure is Moloch, although they don't say it explicitly. So that's pretty cool. 2018, The House That Jack Built. While accumulating my list of movies that feature hell in some capacity, I came to realize that a lot of these films are from true auteurs, or directors that have a vision. That's nice because this subject matter is open to many different interpretations, so I'm glad I got to watch some unique takes. Lars von Trier is a shining example of an auteur filmmaker. He's directed a lot of stuff, most of which is fairly controversial, but they each have that unique look and feel of a Lars von Trier picture. Not only are his films controversial, but the man is as well.
No, I really wanted to be a Jew, and then I found out that I was really a Nazi. You know, what can I say? I understand Hitler. But
artists are weird, man. What do you expect? Following the conclusion of his self-proclaimed Depression trilogy, von Trier went on to write and direct The House That Jack Built, a story that follows a serial killer named Jack. It's divided into 5 chapters, referred to as incidents, and an epilogue which sees him pay the price for his actions. Throughout the film, Jack is explaining his 5 incidents to a man named Mr. Verge. Their discussion is only told audibly, but we eventually see Mr. Verge near the end of the movie. Like Salò, this one's also a play on the Divine Comedy. When we finally meet Mr. Verge, he presents himself as a guide for Jack's soul on his way to hell. The Divine Comedy had the same character, called Virgil. Verge, Virgil. Do you get it? This one's not for everyone, but I really like it. Matt Dillon puts on a captivating performance, and the conclusion is awesome and feels well earned. 10 out of 10. Bravo, Lars. And finally, the most recent depiction of hell on screen, 2023's Late Night with the Devil. This one, like As Above, So Below, is a found footage feature, but this time, it's shot from the perspective of a TV broadcast. Late night TV host Jack Delroy is struggling in ratings and needs something big to get him back on the upswing. What better way to success than making a deal with the devil?
Nah, man, I don't make deals like in the movies.
I wasn't asking.
Also, I'm not Satan. I think you probably need to change your meds or something.
I'm not done talking about this last movie. Can you wait a minute?
Haha, yeah.
Okay, so Jack Delroy. He decides to have a psychologist on his show, along with her patient, who's allegedly possessed by the devil. You know, for the ratings. Turns out, that wasn't such a bright idea, and the demon girl tears shit up, shooting lightning out of her hands, etc. Before the show comes to an end, she brings Delroy down memory lane, revealing what he already did for his prior success. He attended a mysterious retreat called The Grove. No, don't worry, this is fictitious. This is where the elite go to plan the world's coming events while worshipping a giant owl. This doesn't happen in real life. Delroy committed himself to this group, and the price he paid was having his wife die. Don't sweat it, it's not real. Pretty cool flick. I liked it. Alrighty, Satan, you still there?
Yeah, dude, what's up?
I'm done with the movies now. You may go.
I'll be seeing you. Bye.
Say what you want, but the guy has a pretty decent film collection. I think he was trying to get me to offer him my soul or something in exchange for a successful YouTube channel or something along those lines. Not me. Miss me with that devil worship shit, boy. He probably has a point about my meds, though.
Yo, sup, bro? It's me, your holy one and all-powerful creator. Sup, homie?